Good evening, and welcome to another exciting episode of Time with Mick. Right, right. Normally you're going to think I was going to do the news, but I'm not going to do the news tonight. I've got some interesting information. For those who've followed my channel, all 6 or 7 of you, right? Now and again I'll mention electric cars, and this one's an absolute corker. In Scotland, they've invested in the future. So, they've spent £20 million on new police cars. Oh, yes. They've spent zero on charging points. So, they bought the cars, but they can't charge them. Oh, that's a clever one, isn't it? So, that means if you're a thief in Scotland, a scooter or a push bike, you'll be alright. You'll get away from them. You'll hear following you. Then you know you're alright. So, yeah, they didn't. So what they did, they've had to run a cable through window, and I think they plugged it into three pin plug. And we all know what's going to happen there. That's going to go pop on fuses. Right. Interesting, that, isn't it? Yeah. So, right. Sticking on the theme of electrical cars, right? One of the biggest crimes going round at the moment is actually thieves going up to charging points and cutting the charging wire off and selling it to the scrapyard for the copper that's inside of it. So if a police car does chase you, when he goes in to get recharged, there's a good chance he's not going to be able to recharge his car anyway. Right, and then in winter time, due to the fact of the electricity and everything like that, Norway's cutting off the power to certain countries. So there's a good chance that even if you find one with a recharging point, it's going to be switched off because we're going to have rolling blackouts with electricity, possibly. So if you've got a electric car, all I would say, and one thing to do, is get a mate who's got a petrol or electric car on standby, right? Because you might have a struggle here. Because not only that, if it does come to rationing electricity and things like this, one of the laws that I've already gone over on another one previously is that the government, if there isn't enough power going through, can actually switch off your power point, which is actually at your own home, where you plug your car in overnight to charge. So you might get in your car in the morning, drive 2 miles down the road, and suddenly find you're stuffed. Yeah, you've got no power in your car because the government turned it off to save power overnight. So your £30,000 to £70,000 car is looking brilliant at the moment. Right. Also, with the cost of the car, you're probably finding now that the electric charge is actually slightly more expensive than petrol and diesel. And remember, petrol and diesel is going to be coming down as well in price. So from that side, your 30 years to pay off this car is not looking that good a deal at the moment. And then if your car manages to last 30 years, they don't know what to do with the batteries. So they're non-recyclable. So these electric cars are starting to look like a piece of crap, to be quite honest, at the moment. They creep up on you really quietly. They're going to come quietly, and I think they're going to go quietly as well. Yeah, so it's not looking very good at all. Now, I'm saying getting rid of. They probably will find some way of actually getting rid of these batteries, dumping them on the moon or something like that. But there's another slight issue, and that is that the push bikes have come up, electric push bikes, because people are buying electric push bikes, electric scooters. Now, in London, electric scooters are being confiscated. The reason for this is because they're saying now that you have to have a license, you have to have insurance, and a number plate on your scooter. Now, on your driving licence, this, you can check this yourself, on your driving licence, it actually says electric scooters and things like this. So the cops, I think, have got a good idea there. So they're turning into a bit of parking maids rather than policemen. Because remember, they're supposed to be actually catching burglars and everything like that. So now they're roaming around with wagons, confiscating scooters and e-bikes. So, absolutely bizarre. They should be going back to the proper job that they should be doing. But I don't know. But push bikes as well. Push bikes may be heading towards you having to have insurance and certificates and everything on push bikes. That's another thing that came up today in talks. So it's not looking very good for everyone like that. So basically, what they're saying is you've got to walk everywhere or use public transport. That will be it. Except for the rich who can have their Bentleys and Ferraris and whatever, but then the roads will be nice and clear so they can speed around in those. So another quick stab there into the working people. It'll be like right, you have to be outside your house at 6 o'clock picked up. It's going back a long time, so it's not looking very clever at all. So as I'll reiterate, for those who are into their electric cars, nice one. Are you going to be able to drive them in winter? 50-50 on that one. So so as I say, main thing, get your mate who's got a diesel car, or get your mate with a petrol car and say, I might need a lift to work. So because you might not be able to charge your car. Oh no. So yes, so let's hope we can get some. Let's get the hydrogen cars. Let's see if we can run out of water. We've got a drought. Let's cap it off then. So anyway, right. So I thought I'd pass a bit of information over to you, and I hope you have a lovely, pleasant evening. And don't stress too much about it, and don't use too much electricity. All right. Night night.